Engagement season is coming in hot. It's almost that time of year where the majority of couples get engaged and start searching for wedding pros like you as they plan their wedding. It's also the season where you stand to make the most money. It's the season where you will land the majority of your sales. And if you want your year, your next wedding season to be the most profitable wedding season yet, then you, my friend, need to prepare for sales season, aka engagement season. I'm Candace Coppola, former wedding planner and designer turned business coach for wedding pros. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 9 steps that I want you to take to prepare your wedding business for engagement season. I'll be honest, I've been through my fair share of engagement seasons as a former wedding planner and designer. And some engagement seasons were good and other engagement seasons not so good. So whether this is your first engagement season in the wedding industry, by the way, welcome, or it's your last engagement season, no judgment. It's been a tough couple of years for us wedding pros in the wedding industry. I want your business to be fully prepared. It's the time of year where you stand to make the most sales in your business, and it can honestly be do or die for a wedding pro to make sure that they have a profitable and fruitful engagement season. And that's what this video is all about. The 9 steps that I'm going to share with you to prepare your business for engagement season will make sure that your business is prepared to receive new customers and land more sales. But I don't want you to just land any kind of new customer or just any sale. I want you to make sure that your business is leveling up. And my tips today will help to ensure that you attract better customers to your business and also that you're able to make more money in this sales season. So let's get into my 9 tips to prepare your wedding business for engagement season. Okay, tip number 1 is to debrief your previous wedding season. This may seem like a no-brainer, but I know a lot of wedding pros who never sit down to debrief their wedding season. And a debrief is just simply sitting down and taking stock of what your wedding season was like. It's taking into consideration all the things that went well, all the things that didn't go so well, what you might want to do better, and how you can improve your business, your team, your customer experience, back-end systems. There are a million things that you can analyze in a post-wedding season debrief. Here's what I really want you to do. I want you to make this a habit going forward that after every wedding season, you will make a promise to sit down and debrief that wedding season. In your debrief, I want you to ask yourself 3 simple questions. And these questions are, what worked well this wedding season? What didn't work so well this wedding season? And what are we going to do to make changes and improvements in our business so that the next wedding season is even better? By debriefing your wedding season, you are ensuring that your business is going to grow and fix mistakes and create enhancements that will benefit you in the long run. The next step I want you to take is to survey your past customers. And I find that a lot of wedding pros don't do this, and the benefits of talking to your previous customers, asking them some really important questions will help you to attract, sell, and serve the next generation of customers. So what I want you to do is to send out a post-wedding season survey to all of the customers that you served in this past season and ask them some questions that will help you to get better insight into what you can improve in your process or what you can add to the overall experience for the next set of customers. I think a lot of times after wedding season, we just operate from a place of pure exhaustion. We're done. And it's like, whoo, that last wedding is done. Check. It's off my calendar, and now I can breathe and basically just do absolutely nothing and not work so hard. But the truth is it's in these moments, fresh off of a client's wedding and fresh off of a wedding season, where you can dig into your business and make improvements and changes that will make the next wedding season easier and less stressful. So I want you to survey your past customers to gain some valuable insights into what their experience was like. And you can ask them 3 simple questions. Question number 1, what was your experience like in working with us? The answer to this question will help you to understand what you're doing really well, and if there were any areas that were not as great as they had hoped or that you had hoped, you can make some improvements in the client experience. I also want you to ask them why they decided to work with your company. The answers to this question are going to help you understand what sets you apart from the competition in the wedding industry? Such an important question to ask your clients, and their answers will reveal so much about what you're doing right versus what your competitors may be doing wrong. And the last question I want to make sure you ask your customers is, what do they value most about your product or service? Where do they find the most value? Their answer to this question will help you to position that product or that service to a whole new generation of customers who've just gotten engaged and now they need you on their wedding team. All right, the next step in preparing your business for engagement season is to run your numbers. Wedding pros hate numbers. Listen, I've been coaching wedding pros long enough to know that y'all hate frigging numbers, all right? But this is the season to dig into your QuickBooks or whatever accounting software you're using and run your numbers to see what they look like this last year. What did you make in sales? What did you net? How much did you spend? All these numbers will help you to prepare for the next engagement season, the next sales season in your business. And there are 4 specific numbers I want you to make sure you know going into engagement season. Knowing these numbers will help you to market your business, will help you to make decisions on pricing, on services, and some of the other steps that we have here. All right, the first number I want you to make sure you write down is your yearly sales. How much have you sold of your products and services for this year? And this is the total value of goods sold. So if you sold a $7,000 photography package, you would write down $7,000. If you sold a $10,000 wedding planning package, you would write down $10,000. That's the total value of the goods that you've sold. Now, cash flow is different. Deposits, the amount that you've collected over the year, is a totally different story, but we're right now focused on the total value of your sales. The next number I want you to look at is how much you spent. Where are your expenses so far for the year? Here's a little Candace side tip, a little extra bonus tip. The easiest way to make more money in your wedding industry business is to stop spending so much money in your wedding industry business. And if we want the next wedding season to be the most profitable season for you in business to date, we need to take a look at your expenses. So I want you to understand how much you've spent in order to make the money that you've made this year. The next number I want you to run is the total amount that you've retained in profit so far once you've paid all of your expenses for the year. What's left back in your bank account? How much money does your business have right at this second? How much have you paid yourself for the year? And what is left back in profit for your business? This number might shock you. It might be a lot less than what you expected it to be. I've seen a lot of wedding industry businesses that bring in $100,000, $150,000 a year in sales. And by the time they pay all the people, and then it's time to pay themselves, they don't even have close to that amount of money. And they're left asking, where's the money? I'm supposed to be making all this money. Where is it? Well, welcome to business ownership, my friend. We want to understand what you've retained in profit. And the final number I want you to pay attention to is how much did you sell during last year's engagement season? So take a look at last year and a certain chunk of time. It's going to run from one year into the next. I want you to take a look at the sales total value of goods sold in the months of November, December, January, February, and March. Take those numbers from last year, and if you want to get crazy, go back to previous years before that, and this is going to be a benchmark for you going forward into your next engagement season. Now, having these 4 numbers at your disposal will help you to make better decisions when it comes to your pricing or how many weddings or events you can take on in a year. It'll help you understand what you might want to invest in to grow your business and if that investment is going to be something you can afford. So jotting down these numbers will help you to make better business decisions overall, especially during sales season, aka engagement season. All right, now that we've run the numbers, our next step in preparing for engagement season is to take a look at your pricing. It's okay to raise your price every year, but not every wedding pro needs to do this. And in order to understand if a price increase would help benefit your business and is a smart move for your business, we need to take a look at those numbers. And we also need to understand what you want to make in this upcoming year in sales and in profit. So only you know those numbers. They're subjective to every different type of wedding pro, but it's an opportunity now for you to adjust the pricing of your products and services as a whole new batch of people look to purchase it. And if you are a little squeamish in raising your pricing, not to worry, we have lots of content here on this channel that will support you in pricing your business. But listen, if you're a little squeamish, the best piece of advice I could give you is to just raise it by $100 or a little bit more if your pricing is higher. Just raise it by a small increment and see what the reaction is to that price raise with your new leads and inquiries. If the reaction is, hell no, you're way too expensive, well then you can just lower the price. But if there really isn't a reaction, then that shows you that you can maybe raise your price again by a few $100s or a few dollars to see what your customer, your prospect, thinks of your new pricing. Pricing is emotional. Pricing has a lot of emotions wrapped up into it, and there's never a one-size-fits-all solution to how you should price your wedding industry business. But what I can tell you is that you likely deserve a raise. You do. You know it too. You know it. You deserve a raise. You likely deserve a raise, and the best way to do that is to increase your pricing and also cut your expenses. Our next step in preparing your business for engagement season is to refresh your website. This last year, you've had gorgeous weddings, amazing clients, and the wedding industry is an industry where people buy with their eye. They look at your website, your Instagram, and they compare it to your competitors, and they make a choice based on visually what they see. And yes, price does play a role, but they buy with their eye first. And I want to make sure that your business has the best work out there helping your customer buy with their eye. But I don't want to just do that. I also want to make sure that the images you put out there repel the wrong type of customer. And what does that mean? When somebody lands on your website, I want to make sure that the right people stay and the wrong people leave. It'll save you a lot of headaches when it comes to answering inquiries and dealing with all of that during engagement season. So it's time to refresh your website. I want you to put up images of your very best work from this last season, retire images that might feel dated or no longer resonate with the new set of clients you're looking to attract. So if you're going from a more budget sort of client into a higher end client, remove all those budget looking images, girl. Bye, and start putting in some higher end weddings. And you may want to refresh how people can connect with you on your website, make sure all your links work, add new portfolio pieces, update your pricing if it's listed, and just go through your website. Make sure it's up to date. Make sure the messaging is right, the copy is right, and all the information there is correct. Because this is where couples are gonna go in order to make sure that you're the right fit for them. It might be the first place they land, or it could be the last place they go. And no matter what the case is, we wanna make sure your website is the calling card you intend it to be. The next step in preparing your wedding industry business for engagement season is to assess your marketing strategy. Yeah, marketing never ends. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but marketing is something that you have to do constantly. Even when you don't feel like it, and you need to be marketing the pants off of your business during engagement season. In order to prepare to market your business, let's assess your marketing strategy and ask yourself a couple of very simple questions. What feels good to me right now? The answer to this question will help you to eliminate marketing channels or marketing strategies where there's so much friction they never get done, and so you don't do any marketing. That's not what I want for you. So ask yourself, what feels good? Let's follow what feels good and eliminate the things that are really tough for you or where there's friction. What's working right now is another question I want you to ask yourself. What's working with your competitors? What's working with your colleagues or other people that you network with? What other marketing strategies are working? What other marketing channels are working? I will tell you that a tried and true marketing strategy for any wedding industry pro is blogging and SEO. The more that you can lay a foundation of content on your website that Google and Pinterest leads to, the more you will be able to relax in your marketing because you've got this evergreen marketing approach. So I want you to ask yourself, what is working in my industry right now that I may want to try, experiment with, or adopt in my marketing strategy? And how will you play the long game when it comes to marketing? I just told you about blogging and how it is an evergreen marketing strategy that actually works. You write a blog post and then 10 years from now, somebody finds it and they're like, oh, gotta have this photographer, gotta have this invitation designer. That's what's so cool about blogging. How can this engagement season be the season where you play long game marketing strategies like blogging? So to prepare your business for engagement season, it's time to evaluate and assess your marketing strategy. All right, the next step in preparing your business for engagement season, you're gonna love this step. P.S. Just a side note, you're gonna love this step. It's to update your hell no list. Listen, every wedding pro and every business owner has to have a hell no list. It's a list of things that you would say, no. No thanks, nope, hell no to. It could be a list of people, a list of venues, a list of situations, a list of personality traits, a list of budgets. You get to make the rules here in your business and you get to decide what's on your hell no list. And this engagement season, I wanna make sure this list is updated, is the most up-to-date hell no list ever, so that you are not saying yes to the wrong clients throughout the sales process, inviting these people into your world only to have to work with them for a year plus and hate every single second of it. So do yourself a favor, either start or update your hell no list full of things that are non-starters for you. Hey, listen, real quick, if you are loving the tips that I'm giving you on how to prepare your business for engagement season, give this video a thumbs up, give it a little like, and if you are a wedding pro who's looking to scale and grow your business, build a profitable business with purpose, and you want my help as your business coach, be sure to subscribe. The next step in updating your business for engagement season is to block off your calendar. Listen, do yourself a favor and go to your calendar right now and start blocking off dates that you don't want to take a wedding on. I want you to think too about how many weddings you have booked and if you need to slide in some off time in between those weddings so that you can decompress, recharge, get it together, feel better, whatever the case might be. But it's time for you to take ownership of your calendar and block off dates, whether they're special or you're taking them for rest or you're just giving yourself buffers in between weddings for the wedding season. Here's what I don't want. I don't want you coming to me and being like, Candace, I need to be in the witness protection program. Like, do they take people who aren't witnesses? How do I sign up to be in the witness protection program? Tell me how to do this, because I'm so busy and I want to forget my job. I want to forget my life. I want my clients to not know that I even exist. I just want to crawl in a hole and hide. Well, here's the thing. They don't just accept anybody into the witness protection program. And you, my friend, can take ownership of your calendar and decide when you want to work and when you don't. So in order to prepare yourself for engagement season, go and block off your calendar. This way, those dates that you've set aside don't get booked by new inquiries. Okay, the next step to prepare your business for engagement season is to clean up your products and services. I need you to remove services that you don't like. I need you to remove services that your clients don't like. And I need you to just freshen up and reevaluate the products and services that you offer so that they're nice and fresh and tight coming up in this engagement season. The new crop of customers coming in will want to purchase the specific packages you've refreshed, or the specific services. The perfect time to go in to omit, remove things that don't work for you or that clients don't particularly use or like. Get them out of there. They don't need to be in there. If somebody wants them, they can always ask. And freshen up your services. Keep them nice and tight and concise and focused on how you help your customer and what it is they really want from a wedding pro like you. All right, those are my 9 tips to prepare your wedding industry business for engagement season. Let's just do a quick recap. First, I want you to debrief your past wedding season, understand what worked well, what didn't work so well, and what are you going to change going forward. Next up, survey your past customers. This can help you gain valuable insight into what you should change and what your customers' experience was like in working with you. Next, it's time to run your numbers. Remember, we're looking for your numbers on yearly sales, total value of goods sold, what your expenses were, how much income or profit you netted, and how much you sold last engagement season from November to March. I want you to evaluate your pricing, see if it needs to be raised, and don't forget my tip to raise it by small increments if you're a little squeamish and you want to test what a new price could do. Then I want you to refresh your website. The eye is what buys. And so it's time for you to refresh graphics and refresh copy. Make sure it's all up to date. Number 6, assess your marketing strategy. What feels good? What is working well in the wedding industry right now? And how will you play the long game in marketing this engagement season? Number 7, be sure to update that hell no list. And listen, girl, if you don't have one yet, now's the time to get one. Put a list down of things that are a nope from you so that you don't get booked by the wrong clients during sales season. Block off your calendar so you don't have to enter the witness protection program. Make sure those dates that are sacred to you are blocked off, and give yourself time and space in between weddings to rest and recharge. And then finally, number 9, it's time to clean up your services and your products. Remove the services you don't like, remove the services your customer doesn't like, and refine and refresh what you offer. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Don't worry, if you enjoyed this content, I have more for you. Be sure to check out this video I've linked here. I'll see you next time.